shall we move on to Best Director? The director of all things.
Absolutely.
Let's start with the Oscar nominations for Best Director. As I scroll down, the nominees for directing, not even Best Director, the directing category are The Banshees of Inisherin, Martin McDonagh, Everything Everywhere All at Once, the Daniels, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert.
Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert.
The Fabelmans, Steven Spielberg,
Todd
Field for Tar, and Ruben Ostlund from Triangle of Sadness.
Ruben Ostlund from
thoughts
Triangle
on these
of Sadness.
Six people in 5 movies.
These 6 people in 5 movies.
You could add more numbers, even though they're low on the list. The odds aren't great for them. Todd Field, I don't think it's that good a movie. I don't think Tar is a good movie. I think it's a quote my co-host, mediocre film with a great performance. Triangle of Sadness, that's one that I really struggled with, although I think it'll stick with me longer. I think I also, it has some moments, but I just, I don't, it's kind of really overt, maybe. Not obvious, that's too strong. I don't know. Yeah, neither of them. I'm like, the other 3, though, or let's say 4, the Daniels, Spielberg, Mr. McDonagh, any of them win. Any of those 3, let's say, for win, I'm happy. All great, like truly great films. I think that's it. Tar, mediocre film with a great performance. Ostlund's Triangle of Sadness. Yeah, I have a tough time with that flick. There's greatness in there, but did he bring it all together? I struggle with that. But the other 3, all great films, all in their own way. And all films worthy of watching and rewatching and watching again.
Does it surprise you that the Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert are a minus 1,800 favorite, a clear favorite?
A little bit. That said, you know what? But I'm a little shocked, actually. It's like, what? Really? If we're not going to be overwhelmed with Avatar 2s, well, there's a bit of foreshadowing when we get to Best Picture.
Yeah.
It'll be because of filmmakers like them. And talk about being able to provide a theater experience. Like if I have a regret about Everything Everywhere All at Once, is didn't see it in the theater. Caught it online, right? But you watch it and you're going, this is a movie. This is a theater experience movie, while at the same time being all of the other things you want a movie. It emotionally moves you. It brings up some really interesting ideas. It's a great film tuned to our current sensibilities. You can see them if they don't burn out, they don't flame out. You know what? They'll have impact on filmmakers now and for years to come.
It's funny, when I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once in theaters twice, and if you saw my instant movie review that I did after getting out of the first showing of Everything Everywhere All at Once, I didn't even necessarily say it was a great film. It affected me. And I think I said something to the effect that it was either the greatest film of the year or the weirdest film of the year, and probably somewhere in between. And then when I saw it the second time, because it's such a choppy, frenetic, kinetic film, yeah, you really do see the brilliance in that film. It is really interesting because these are 5 really, really strong directing nominees. I loved Triangle of Sadness because you have an alcoholic Woody Harrelson as the captain of a luxury cruise, which just that alone, and then the I forget her name, but the Filipina actress. I'm actually kind of surprised she that she wasn't nominated or got had some talk about her getting nominated, but she stole that film in the last third of the film. She really, the power dynamics that she does after the ship goes down and she becomes the it's fascinating to watch and it's heartbreaking as the film ends. But I loved Ruben Ostlund's very European
Dolly de
filmmaking
Leon
sense. Yeah, that's it, Dolly de Leon. Martin McDonagh
as Abigail.
Yes, Abigail. Martin McDonagh. I love Banshees of Inisherin, and in just a very classic Hollywood style of filmmaking, I think his directing in the Banshees of Inisherin is the best example of classic Hollywood filmmaking, character development, all that. It's a brilliant example of it, and I love that film. But there's nothing unique or plus or extra about it. It's just a really good story. Todd Field in Tar, you're right. It's a great performance. I think I like Tar better than you did. I love the raw, kind of the longer takes, sort of the deconstructed part of that film. Yeah, it's a little bit too artsy-fartsy in places, but that artsy-fartiness serves the character of Lydia Tarr, I think. Steven Spielberg. Did you love The Fabelmans? I loved The Fabelmans.
I'm going to wait on this item until you ask me who I think should win.
Okay.
And for Best Picture.
In my thoughts on The Fabelmans...
I'm holding some cards to my chest, man. Got to make this dramatic.
As far as Steven Spielberg with Best Actor, though, it is interesting because it is his life story. No, for Best Director. Sorry, I misspoke there. And Best Actor. But, because it is his life, yes. Because it is his life story, and yet it's not because it's not Spielberg's, it's The Fabelmans. I loved what he did here with, I loved what he did with young Sammy as young Steven, and the scene with his first girlfriend alone is just so brilliant, and why she loves young Sammy. It's freaking hilarious. Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. One of their previous movies was...
Let's put air quotes on love.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen Swiss Army Man, but it is also an indie film that they did. Swiss Army Man had Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter himself, as a corpse with superpowers. So it doesn't surprise me that they would come up with something like Everything Everywhere All at Once. I believe that they are favorites for a reason, and well, you're the guest. So tell me, who do you think will win? Who do you think should win Best Director, or will win?
Probably the Daniels. I'm okay going along with the bookies. Who I can't say. I mean, yeah, as long as it isn't Todd Field or even Ostlund. Of the others, again, wouldn't bother me, any of them. Maybe, and this is because I liked the film more. Actually, you know what? I'll save some of the comments for the next thing. But I got to admit, I've got a soft spot for the Fabelmans, so I would be a little extra happy if Spielberg won. The Daniels... the Daniels have a whole career ahead of them where they get snubbed by the Oscars until they get an Oscar for something mediocre. You know? Like, and
Oscar bait.
actually, notwithstanding, here would be my, this is not going against the bookies, but if they don't win, and it's, the bookies aren't perfect, odds makers aren't perfect, but if they don't win, part of it will be because it's a little weird. And the Oscars aren't known for, let's go for the weird thing. Especially the way they vote now with that, what's my next best, which almost always zeroes in on the middle ground one, the King's Speech
Ranked
one.
order.
I don't see everything everywhere all at once. I see people voting for that because they're passionate about it, but then they'll vote for a safe bet, which, I guess I'm making an argument. I am now making an argument for the Fabelmans that will actually win. Yeah,
Best director, Steven Spielberg.
You know what? I'm going against the odds here, and I think Steven Spielberg will win because he's the Daniels, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm not saying it's arty; it's all art, but I think it might be for a lot of these geriatrics who get to vote a little too weird.
Now, I'm calling an audible here. I just watched Women Talking last night. Have you seen Women Talking yet?
I might have.
What do you think that Sarah Polley, the writer and director of Women Talking, should have gotten a Best Director nomination?
Oh, that's a great question. Oh, definitely over the two, I'm like, why are they there? Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a great question, DMG, and you're right. Like, she gets a screenplay nomination, and her fucking movie is nominated for Best Picture. Although, mind you, the way they do it there's 10 Best Pictures, some folks aren't going to make it into the Best Directing list, right? But as far as a vision from a director, that I think is way more effective than Tar or that slog or The Triangle Sadness. Yeah, Women Talking. Yeah, she should have gotten the nomination. But you know what? She's also still, relatively speaking, young. She can be snubbed by the Oscars for another decade or so. Oh, you know what? That's another great question, but I wouldn't pick one. Like, I mean, it'd be because they're all three such distinctly different films, in different styles, and they're trying to achieve something different. All three. Like, if I got to do that, I'd also say, and we have a 3-way tie.
It's happened before. Rarely, but it's happened before.
Really? When has there been a tie in? Has there been a tie in the Oscars? When have they ever done that?
Oh, I'm thinking of the Golden Globes.
Oh well,
there was a
barely an award show.
No, there was a thing in the Robin Williams documentary where he was nominated for something like 10, 15 years ago. And Robin Williams and two other people were nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and it was a 2-way tie. And so Robin Williams got up and gave an unaccepted speech where he talked about how he was the only person that lost in a 3-person category where 2 people won. So that was
only the Golden Globes could just be such. Such galactic fuck ups.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know this is This is a kid's show. This is a family show.
You got
I'm
the bleep
on.
there. You're the one with all the sound effects too. You got the bleeps all ready to go.
I was gonna say I should. Anyway, let me repeat that. You know what? Only the Golden Globes could. I mean, really.
Yeah.
What a bunch of chumps. Although, mind you, I shouldn't say that. You know what? I don't know. I even commented on it, Jim and I, when we did our thing on the nominations, and I think I was taking the piss out of Dan Merle's Oscars takes, where he was going about La La Land and that screw up between La La Land and Moonlight, where they're, you got a geriatric reading of the thing with an octogenarian. How do you F that up? And him saying that's the craziest thing. Yeah. As far as I know. As far as I know. Maybe not. I don't know. Not a career I've kept tabs on. But he said that was the craziest thing he's ever seen. And I'm like, wait a second, that was 2 years before we literally witnessed assault on stage. So I have to pull back. Let me walk back some of my crapping on the Golden Globes. I mean, it's corrupt. They're racist. Did I say corrupt? And ridiculous. Just ridiculous. But we have yet to see literally an assault on stage. So maybe I should be cutting them a little slack. What's that?
Have you seen the Chris Rock stand-up special from this weekend that he did on Netflix? It's good, not great. It's a little rough around the edge, but he does talk about the Oscars thing at the very, very, very end.
I might skip ahead to watch that part.
Yes. So as far as my choices, I think the Daniels will win. I think they should win, but I also think that, and this is a lot of recency bias because I watched Women Talking last night, so it's fresh on my brain. But I do think Sarah Polley should have at least been nominated for this category because her work in that film is exemplary. It is her work as director and writer in that film is amazing. So the fact that she wasn't nominated, I'm not saying any of the other nominees shouldn't have been nominated, but
I was.
Should.
I had no problem saying Mr. Field, Mr. Ostlund should not have been.
So shall we move on?
That's unfair. You know what? I'm not being fair to them either. But when you mention her, it's like, wait a sec. Yeah, I could push one of those guys overboard. Sorry, buddy. To keep with that theme, I guess it'd be Mr. Ostlund, although I think that's a better film than Tar. Maybe Todd Field was on Ostlund's boat, and then I could shove him overboard.
Look, Triangle of Sadness won Best Picture, won the Palme d'Or at Cannes. He's getting all the free drinks for the rest of his life anyway after winning.
Oh, they're all fine. No one reaches that level and goes, "Oh, where's my next gig coming from?"